Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Alex Fisher. We begin with disturbing details from the tragic case of a local teen who was killed earlier this month. The man arrested for murdering Patricia Alatorre describes her killing in detail. Much of what's in the documents has already been reported by 17 News. Armando Cruz allegedly connected with the teen online and communicated online, and Cruz allegedly coerced the teen into getting into his vehicle. Police spoke with several of her friends and family and used the pair's online messages to try and track down Cruz. They found out Cruz and Alatorre were possibly spotted on camera without face masks and at a Walmart in northeast Bakersfield. By the time police were able to identify Cruz and interview him, Cruz told police he had killed Alatorre after raping her. Cruz told BPD he placed the girl's body in a sleeping bag that he dumped in a Los Angeles parking lot and set on fire. Los Angeles police found a body under those exact circumstances, but the person inside has not officially been identified, and the case is sealed, according to the Los Angeles coroner. We'll have more tonight on 17 News at 5. In other news, new shocking video of a local man going Facebook Live after shooting someone in Shasta County.
This thing working? Yeah. What's up, fellas?
This happened on Wednesday afternoon at Lakehead Campground. Shasta County deputies say Charles Blankenship shot someone and then drove off. He then began streaming his profanity-laced drive on Facebook Live. In that live video, the 31-year-old recalls the shooting, curses at family members trying to call him, and says he cannot drive to Kern County from Shasta County on his quarter tank of gas. Blankenship eventually begins to cry at the end of the video and then ends the video. CHP officers eventually pulled him over. Blankenship faces a slew of charges, including domestic violence and assault with a deadly weapon. He was also charged with child endangerment because there were 2 children at the campground at the time of the shooting. The person who was shot is expected to be okay. We have the full video on our website, KGET.com. A man is under arrest after a test drive turned into a carjacking in Bakersfield. The car was from Hyundai dealership on Weibel Road. Bakersfield police say 25-year-old Juan Medina suddenly began driving recklessly, even going over curbs. The employee asked him to stop the car, but BPD says Medina sped up to about 100 miles per hour, speeding through red lights on White Lane and not letting her out. As Medina slowed down, BPD says that she escaped the car. Medina allegedly tried to pull her back inside, but Good Samaritans helped her get away. Highway patrol officers later tracked down the suspect and arrested him on I-5 near Avenal. That's about an hour and a half north of here. He's back in Bakersfield facing kidnapping and other charges. He's due in court on Monday. A suspected killer is still on the loose after shooting and killing a man in East Bakersfield overnight. The shooting happened near Pearl and Haley Streets just before 4 o'clock this morning. That's just a few blocks from Kern Medical. Deputies say the man shot was 35 years old. KCSO says the man had several gunshot wounds and died. It is not clear what sparked the shooting. Deputies are still looking for the alleged shooter, and they say they still do not have a description. We've learned another person in Kern County has died from COVID-19. Public Health reported the new death this morning. That brings our total to 140. We're finishing this month with 54 lives lost from COVID-19. 40 people died last month and 33 people died in May. Nearly 1,000 new cases of COVID-19 were also reported today. That brings our total to more than 19,000 cases. 234 people are in the hospital. That's 14 more people from yesterday. And Houchin Community Blood Bank says out of the more than 5,000 people who have recovered from the virus so far, 145 people have donated their plasma. If saving a life isn't big enough incentive to get you to the door, the blood bank is also offering survivors a $50 gift card to simply donate. Houchin announced today it is extending the promotion until August 8th. For more information on how to donate, you can call 616-2575 or visit their website, hcbb.com. And you don't need to donate plasma to take a bite of this sweet deal. Houchin is teaming up with the Wars this weekend for its Pint for a Pint campaign. They're giving away a pint of ice cream to anyone who donates a pint of whole blood. The blood drive is happening on Saturday outside the DeWars Ice Cream Parlor on the corner of Ming and Buena Vista. It's going on from noon until 5. You can also get a free t-shirt and a free COVID-19 antibody test to see whether you've had the virus. All right, let's take a look at that Finally Friday forecast now with Kev.
And taking you outside, it is a start to the afternoon, and we've got clear skies. Again, air quality not in our favor. That's why we have a little bit of a haze out there. And before we get to our local forecast, I want to talk about the tropics, and we're still tracking Isaias. And this storm right now is a hurricane. It is a Category 1 storm, and it's going to continue on this trek for a while here. In fact, it's going to be on the eastern side of Florida as we head into the weekend as a Category 1 before it rides up into the Carolinas as a tropical storm. So this is definitely a storm we're going to be tracking as we head into the weekend. A lot of rain. There will be wind with it into parts of Florida. So again, this is a storm that all Floridians are going to be tracking here as we get into the weekend. And if you have family and friends there, make sure you're checking on them. Let's take a look at our forecast and what we've got going on. And temperatures are starting to warm up. We're currently at 91 degrees. A light wind out there out of the west-northwest at 12. Always nice to see a little bit of a breeze, especially when we're expecting the warm temperatures. And you can see we've got 84 out of Delano, so a little cooler there. 88 in Buttonwillow, and then for the mountains, 86 in Tehachapi, and already 93 out of Lake Isabella. Skies remain clear for the interior part of the state. A little bit of coastal fog this morning, but that is clearing out. We're looking at lots of sunshine along the beaches today. Daytime highs, 98 in Sacramento, 104 in Fresno. Down to the south, we're looking at mid to upper 70s for LA and San Diego. But look at the heat in Vegas, 114 with 115 out of Phoenix, Arizona. So definitely the heat as we go to the south and east. As we take a look at the overall pattern, what's causing this? Ridge of high pressure. It's going to slowly weaken and shift just to the northeast as we head into the weekend as a trough of low pressure develops out of the Gulf of Alaska. That will help our temperatures next week, and it will help with our heat wave. So here's a look at the headlines. Heat wave number 5 will end on Sunday. We get a reprieve from the heat by Monday. Our 25th triple-digit day was hit yesterday, so today will be 26 and mid-90s by next Wednesday. So that's some good news there. And if you're going to be out and about this weekend, I can't emphasize enough, stay out of the Kern River. Take a look at the national weather real quick here. We have some weak storms moving parts of Missouri, Illinois, eventually into Indiana as we progress into the afternoon with that area of low pressure. Temperatures today, 80 in Seattle, a hot day in Portland, 89. But look as we travel a little to the east, Boise, Idaho, that is hot. 105, 102 in Salt Lake, and then up into the northeast today, New York, 81, 79 out of Washington, D.C. Here at home, air quality will be unhealthy for sensitive groups, so keep that in mind. Our UV index is still high, and our overall forecast today calling for 103 for Bakersfield. So yes, kind of where we were yesterday, 100 in Taft. For the mountains of the Kern River Valley, we're looking warm here with at 92 in Frazier Park, Tehachapi at 93. For the Kern River Valley, Lake Isabella at 101, and then out in the desert where we really find that heat, Ridgecrest at 109. Here's a look at our extended forecast, and there is good news on the horizon. 101 on Saturday, 100 as we head into Sunday, and then 90s return next week. Mid-90s, yes, by next Thursday. Something to look forward to. For the mountains, lower 90s through tomorrow, 80s on the board Sunday through next Thursday. And then for the Kern River Valley forecast, we're looking at upper 90s starting tomorrow, and then by next Thursday, we'll be in the 90s.
Now to an update on the sheep fire. The Kern County Fire Department said crews have stopped the forward progress on the 260-acre grass fire burning southeast of Arvin. It all started on Thursday afternoon. The fire is now at 80% containment. That's according to officials. The Kern County Fire Department says the sheep fire is burning off of Comanche Point and Herring Roads near Arvin. Water dropping aircraft were used in this firefight. Public Information Officer Andrew Freeborn says homes were not threatened. A fire burned several people out of a motel in South Bakersfield. It started just after 2:30 yesterday afternoon at the Sunset Motel on South Union Avenue. between Ming and Bell Terrace. The fire spread to at least 3 rooms. Bakersfield firefighters brought in extra crews to handle the flames, and they were able to quickly put the fire out.
There were early reports also that there possibly was a juvenile in one of the apartments. We did a search of that apartment, did not locate him. Sheriff's Department subsequently found the kid safe, no problems at all. He had escaped the fire.
One person suffered minor burns. Firefighters say smoking may be to blame, but the official cause of this fire is still under investigation. 6 rooms were damaged. The Red Cross is helping those who were displaced in this fire. He spent decades helping local men get suited up for special events, and today we are remembering Herbert G. Walker. Herbert Walker moved to Bakersfield as a young boy and graduated Bakersfield High School, where he was on the swim team. In 1971, he opened Herb Walker's clothing store on 18th Street. Walker worked there until his retirement in 1998, at which time his daughter Tracy bought the store.
He was a great storyteller. He never met a stranger. It was back in the time frame when you walk into places and everyone knew your name. That was my dad.
Herbert Walker passed away July 18th at the age of 87. In lieu of flowers, his family asked donations be made to Bakersfield College Athletics and the Bakersfield High School swim team.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.